So the main line is here at the back of the B&M store, and there would have been a spur coming off this line and going round at the back of the Lidl's superstore. So the railway line would have followed this line up the back of B&M's by the motorway up there, and along here, almost in line with the Lidl's goods yard there, straight through the middle of Lidl's, and it would have crossed the road into the housing scheme on the other side. Now the line had crossed over the road at Lidl's onto the main road and followed the line of the dual carriageway up to East Kilbride. I'm now on Auchenwraith Road, and just behind those houses there would have been the railway line. It more or less followed the line of Auchenwraith Road right up here. So it then came across by Murray Crescent in Blantyre, crossed over a road, and it ended up here at Moorfield Road in Blantyre, and this is now a park. It used to be the railway line, and it would have come right across through there, through that housing scheme there, and on into High Blantyre. So the railway went through that housing scheme and then up through Janefield Place in Blantyre, and it would have crossed over the main Blantyre Road, and that is beside more or less the Cornerstone pub. So it's come up from Blantyre and it's crossed the main East Kilbride Expressway into Hamilton Drive in Blantyre, and this is the route that it would have taken here, right along with the backs of these houses. You can actually see the little valley just down there where the railway would have cut across. It then cuts across the main road over there. So it cuts across the main road down through that ravine down there, and it goes up the side of the very new University of Strathclyde campus just up ahead, and it goes along the back of the Technology Park in Hamilton up to Hill House Road. Right, now the line would have taken a route directly across this road just about here, and it would have continued down the length of the Technology Park towards Hill House Road. It would have continued down this road behind the factories and beside the radio mast. So the line comes along the back of the Technology Park, which is in the direction of the camera, and crosses over here. Now there would have been a viaduct over here, and you can just see it on the other side. The railway continues over on the other side. I'm just going to take a little walk up there to see if I can see anything else. And this is in the Udston housing estate. And just through the fence there you can see the actual line. And there is the line there just as it crosses the viaduct and onto the other side of the road and continues up through the Udston estate, and it will come on to Townhill Road just behind the old Townhill School. So the line continued right up through Townhill Road, nothing but houses now, but that's the actual line of the right, or the line as it crosses Townhill Road, and it would have went through there, straight through that gap. And I'm going to take a little walk down there to see if I can see anything, and the line would have continued straight down here. I'm not sure how far it goes. And as you can see, it goes a fair little bit down here. It would have eventually crossed over the fields to Quarter and Limekilburn, and then continued on to Straven. Now I used to come down this path as a kid, although it wasn't much of a path then, it was more of a dirt track, and there used to be some quite interesting trout streams at the bottom of this path before all these houses were here, and obviously long after the railway had disappeared. I used to come down this path and we used to fish for trout down here. And I do actually remember this particular bit. Just down here was one of the trout streams. And I'm amazed to see that it is actually still down there. My brother and I used to clamber down that bank. There's a fox there. We used to clamber down that bank and catch trout right down there. And I really must come back one day because I'm pretty sure they'll still be there. It's amazing to see it after all these years. Now, before it reaches Meikle Road, it comes along by Ernock and crosses Sherry Drive near Highstone Hall Road. And it would have been underneath the road here. And across Sherry Drive onto the other side, and this would have continued on to the Meikle Road, which we're going to next. Now up ahead would have been the Meikle Road, and again the railway line would have crossed here on its way to Limekilburn. So, I've walked along the railway from Ernock to Meikle, and this is where the railway would have crossed Meikle Road, just below Stewart Avenue in the Edelwood district. And you can just see the embankment up there that the railway would have taken. So I'm going to walk on a little bit further and just cross Meikle Road and show you where it goes then. So I'm now across the other side of Meikle Road. And the railway line would have continued along here, along the back of the houses. And it would have went up to the Straven Road and crossed over the Straven Road. And so the railway would have continued along this path, straight up ahead, and it would have crossed the Straven Road, which we're going to take a drive to next to see if we can find where it goes from there. So a line comes from Meikle and comes up and crosses the Straven Road. And there's the signs there, there's a bridge. And there is the line just going down there. A lot of this line isn't walkable anymore, which is a shame. And we come down the old Straven Road. It certainly says that in the sat nav, but it's no more than a dirt track now. And this is the line that the railway took. Now, I've had a bit of a problem finding the next stretch of this railway because from the Straven Road up to Quarter and Limekilburn it's not really accessible, and at a rough guess I think this is where the line came along, not necessarily the road here. This is the road up to the Quarter trout fishery, but I think it came along here. There is possibly a little bit of evidence over there and some stonework which I'm going to have a wee look at. But I think it definitely crossed the road at this point. There's a bit of stonework there. Yep, I'm definitely sure that this is where it crossed the main road. This looks like another piece of the track here. And that would have continued up towards Limekilburn and then on towards Straven.